Well, it has certainly been a minute since I've covered anything relating to Helluva Boss, and I didn't plan on talking about the series again until I finished my Season 1 Redux and my Season 2 review that I have no clear idea on when they'll be close to being finished. But after my epic video that I had a blast working on, I got on a music kick with a good majority of my recent video ideas revolving around something music based. But it led to them either getting scrapped because I didn't like how they were turning out, or they were just gonna have to be put on hold since they would take a long time for me to make. But that's when I stumbled upon a video by the YouTuber The Judgmental Critter, and it sparked the idea of ranking Helluva Boss songs from worst to best. Since I love this series and a decent chunk of the music, I just thought, yeah, why not? But I am going to make the rules for this a little different. The main rule I'm making is that the character has to be singing the song, so the songs in the background don't count, knocking off about 10 potential songs. But to give an example of what I mean, the IMP jingle doesn't count, but the cherub jingle does, since they are actually singing it. Alright, with the rules established, let's rank these worst to best. And the worst song of the show goes to... Yeah, I don't care for this in the slightest, and it mostly has to do with the children's voices. They sound like the living embodiment of nails on a chalkboard. Along with this being easily the most forgettable song the show's done. Like, it took genuine effort for me to remember this song existed. Also, maybe because I hate kids. But if I was a teacher and I had my kids singing this annoying ass song this early in the morning, I would be questioning my life choices. The only blessing for this song is that it's short. The weaker version of the IMP jingle that I wish I was talking about instead of this one. It's not good. And this is coming from one of the few fans that actually likes the Cherub episode. Besides the Cherub voices sounding like dying Elmos, the song that's supposed to parallel IMP's jingle fails miserably. Their marketing they show in the visuals is horrible because what are you selling me on? In the lyrics, you're saying you'll bless a soul of my choosing, but your visuals just show you saving someone from death. What is it? IMP's jingle was catchy and got the point of the business across very well. It actually succeeded in being an ad. Plus, I'd actually buy from them.
Oh, everybody look at me.
I'm not even waiting for my Season 2 review for this take. Episode 5 fucking sucks. It's no surprise that the worst episode of the series gave us 2 of the worst songs. Now, I love Richard Horvitz. He was my childhood hero and my inspiration for wanting to be a voice actor, since he voiced majority of the cartoons and video games I played.
Are you fucking...
But the man cannot sing. Moxie was already an unbearable asshole in this episode, and this song didn't make me like him, it actively made me hate him more. It's only higher than the previous 2, because it's one person who can't sing versus a whole group that can, and it has a pretty nice banjo solo. This isn't as bad as Look at Me, but that's not much of an achievement, and at least Vivian Nixon, Millie's VA, can sing. You know, this song is supposed to be sexy and funny, but it sucks at both. Because 1, Chaz can't sing, and he's already one of the worst side characters the show introduced, so already not winning me over with that. Plus, it's supposed to be doing that cringy smutty humor, but it just sucks. This didn't make me laugh, it actively made me cringe. Also, they didn't really do anything funny. I mean, they could have made Moxie doing some dumb and goofy faces. It might have added the funny the song is missing. Also might have made this a bit easier to get through. Yeah, this song just does nothing for me. It's like the song in the Season 2 finale when Blitz and Stolas are just doing stuff. I mean, it's fine for background music, but nothing else. Plus the visuals aren't that great. But they aren't bad. It gets the point across that they're succubus. I just think there are more interesting ways to depict it.
I will kill for you.
Honestly, I kinda like this. This is one of the few times where I really wish there was an actual good Moxie and Millie episode where they actually get to sing a full duet. The downside to this is that it's very short and the visuals just aren't anything special. But hopefully season 3 we get a duet with these two. Okay, this song is actually pretty funny. I crack up every time watching Moxie crash out over Stryker stroking his own ego, along with Stryker kicking some lady in the crowd. I don't know why, that just makes me laugh. My only complaint is that it gets talked over. So if I actually want to listen to it, I have to listen very closely and drown out the conversation between the characters.
Some kind of mastermind.
Yeah, this is my first hot take. Mastermind is kind of a mess. Now when I say a mess, I mean it by the fact the song feels like it's squeezing in two different songs with completely different tones. Because one of the songs is talking about how Stolas is this supposed great mastermind who is pulling the strings for Blitz's actions, while in the middle of it, it then becomes a love song, where Blitz realizes his feelings he has for Stolas too late, and Stolas is talking about how much he loves Blitz, and that he's gonna die to risk it all for him. Which makes me wonder why you added this to the song. If anything, you could have just made the middle section its own song. That would have been great to see in season 3. But the ending section of the song with Satan, I love it, but I also don't. Because Satan then states he's the mastermind, which just makes me think, no, you are not even a player in this supposed scheme. Why are you calling yourself the mastermind? But the visuals for this song are honestly some of my favorite of the show. I love the feathers, the lighting, and colors. I think the song is a mess, but God, it's pretty to look at.
Owl in a cage.
This song is good, but it's too short to really have a lasting impact. The song gets carried heavily by the visuals because Christ, this is pretty to look at, and it's good at foreshadowing future things to expect, like the Asmodean crystals. It's decent, but it's just so short. Plus, they ended up releasing a song that honestly was much better than this that I'll get into later. This is the anthem for every worker who has or had a shitty boss or manager. And it's a bop, for the most part. If there was one thing I had to complain about, it's when Fizz gets the crowd to sing.
You really think I was gonna stay? Spending life bent over with your fist in my aim.
I don't know why, I just don't like it. But besides that part, I like it. It's fun, and I'll definitely play it if I ever deal with a shitty boss again. Also, I don't know if the coffin Fizz falls in was a reference to the Beetlejuice musical, since the voice actor for him is the original Broadway star, but if it was, that was nice. It would be higher if there weren't much better songs from this episode.
Lululand, Lululand, everybody sing along with the Lulu band.
I like this song way more than I thought I did. It seriously took making this video to make me realize this song is catchy as hell and is an earworm. I've been humming this dumb song a ton, along with the visuals being hilarious from RoboFizz burning copyright infringement paperwork, the creepy FNAF animatronics, and doing a parallel of the opening of Charlie's music number in the pilot. This song has no right to be as good and as funny as it is.
When I see him tonight.
The final one before the top 10, and it's pretty good. It shows how sharp of a difference these two are feeling for tonight. Stolas is stressing about how this night could go down.
I'll fucking die alone if this goes bad.
And Blitz is just horny.
We're gonna blow.
This song also has some really funny visuals and line interruptions. This was also the first song Brandon Rogers actually sings, but not really. He more raps them, and he is pretty good at it. I look forward to actually getting these two singing together, but alright, now for the top 10, or the best songs of the series, in my opinion, live.
You make my crooked heart do freaky little flips.
I love this little love ballad between Fizz and Ozzy. It's super cute, and I love Ozzy singing. His voice is just so good. Also, Fizz and Oz sound really good together, and honestly a lot better than I thought they would. The visuals are really good as well. I like their little dance, the lighting, and the animation. Holy hell, this was good. I love this style of singing Moxie does, where he's Lin-Manueling it. I feel it's much better suited for Richard Horvitz than actually trying to belt and sing. Also, this was the first time I actually was blown away by the animation in the show, with Moxie's section of the song having much softer colors, almost looking like a really good children's book. Also, the Phantom of the Opera reference makes my theater soul sing for joy. Plus, the song does a good job at progressing the relationship of Moxie and Blitz, with them overcoming their issues. Then with Blitz's half, the animation looks so much more rough and edgy, and it's showing him trying to come to terms with his issues with being fully intimate with someone. Since whenever it starts to get too personal and not just a physical thing, he pulls away despite it being the thing he craves. God, this song is good.
Look at this!
This song is so random and out there, and I love it for all its parts. From it starting off trying to be somewhat sincere, to just him finding all these random objects and getting them to look at them, to the weird Bitcoin bit that I don't know why it gives me Bill Wirtz vibes.
And I'm still a piece of garbage.
And the Squidward animation is a nice reference. The rock part is my favorite. The second half kinda loses steam from this point, but that's kind of the point, because all this is a distraction for them to escape. Plus, even though it isn't really doing anything creative musically like the first half, it makes up for it with some really funny visuals.
Look my way.
Remember when I said there was a much better song that explains Stolas' feelings? Yeah, this was the song. The lyrics do a much better job at explaining his feelings for Blitz. Plus the visuals do a better job enhancing the lyrics in my opinion. From Stolas using the constellations to make a star version of Blitz and him, showing the breaking of the unspoken contract, besides the aid of the visuals enhancing the lyrics, it's also just so gorgeous. Now I figure I should mention it because I would probably get a comment if I didn't do it. This song was not made by Spindlehorse. It was made by Paranoid DJ. The song was just picked up by Spindlehorse and made into an official work. And honestly, I hope we get to see more of the fan songs get turned into official works.
I'm a clown, bitch.
This is the best song from episode 7 by a landslide. That kick-ass instrumental is heat, the visuals are cool, I love the mirror gimmick these two do. I'm sorry Fizz, you're cool, but these two won it in my opinion.
Everything will be okay.
This was the first song of the series that made me think, damn, this show is actually capable of having really good music. The song showed a new side of Stolas, from the overly horny owl we knew from the pilot and episode 1, to him actually being a great dad. I also like the message of the song, that no matter what happens to me, you'll be okay. Is the message simple? Yes, but sue me, I love a good song about a father and their kid. There's a reason Father and Son by Cat Stevens was my favorite song from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
It will be okay.
So, the song that's supposed to be a rebuttal to the previous one is stellar. Even though I think Octavia is still pretty underdeveloped, this song is so good. From the visual callbacks for Everything Will Be Okay, showing everything blowing up in a more beautiful way, while this time it's showing it in all its messy glory. The emotion in her voice does a great job of portraying the vulnerability, hurt, and strength. Overall, it really makes me want to have more songs with her in the future episodes.
Trust in the house of Osmodia.
This song is so good. The jazzy beat, the introduction to Asmodeus and the real Fizz, it plays a major role in the story. The animation is great. It has hilarious bits in the visuals, like Fizz struggling to lift Oz and Oz throwing it back. I don't feel this song really needs that much of a justification for why it's this high, since everyone agrees this is one of the best songs, if not the best song of the show. But now, time for a pick that a lot of people really aren't gonna like.
Cotton candy.
It honestly surprises me that this song gets as much hate as it does. This is a song I could imagine Kesha singing back in the 2010s, and I love Kesha. That catchy beat, Kesha's delivery and singing being on point like normal, the gorgeous animation. This song gets way too much hate. It's a fun pop song that makes me want to get turned up and throw a party to it.
But I keep on waiting to want you less than I do.
This wasn't even remotely close. Even when writing and figuring out my placements, not once did I think anything other than this was going to be number one. It's a great song about heartbreak. The visuals are the most unique when it comes to a Stolas song. I love that they switched up his singing style for this song and the instrumental, since he usually always sings in a more refined a cappella-ish style, with a more grand and regal orchestral instrumental behind him. But this time, you can actually hear emotion in his voice, showing how badly this breakup affected him. That pop rock instrumental is great. It's just the best. Hell, when the song first came out, I had this on repeat in my car for probably a good 2 weeks. Well, there it is, my ranking of the songs from Helluva Boss. I know plenty of people have their own ranking, so please feel free to leave yours down below. As always, I hope you've enjoyed. Take care and peace.